So what do the top 10% of businesses do to actually win? If you're having a hard time growing or starting your business and getting it to the next level, maybe it's because you are missing these three key elements that could get you into the top 10% of businesses within your niche. I've gotten this wrong personally many times. I've owned 5 different companies over the last 20 years. I've had one successful exit, but a lot of failure along the way too. And I want to share these lessons with you so you don't suffer the same pain that I went through and you can get there so much faster. So number 1 is creating a unique experience. One of the biggest issues that we see across the board, across thousands of businesses, is they are a Me Too business that doesn't have anything that makes them stand out or different from the competition. And therefore, people that walk in or people that experience their product or service are like, meh, it's mid, it's okay. It never took my breath away. It never shocked me. So what we're looking for is a pattern interrupt. And I'll let you in on this. It is not that hard in the day that we live in to have a really great pattern interrupt to where you shock and awe people in getting them to say, wow, this is different, right? It doesn't take a lot to do that. It's just the little things that make a big difference. I'll give you some examples. Back in the day, I used to have something when I had my brick and mortar fitness centers where we would call wag the tail. When somebody walks into the room, the dog wags their tail and you become VIP. You become the person that everybody's focused on. And I'm not talking about this whole like, welcome to moles or welcome in or welcome back, or is this bland, vanilla, terrible response. I'm talking about an actual wag the tail, use their name, so happy to see you, wow, great to see you today, pay them a compliment, snap them out of their day-to-day, make them pay attention. If you do that, you just separated yourself from every other local business, probably in a 50 or 100-mile radius, because it's so abnormal and so strange and so different, but yet it makes people feel seen and so important. And that is important to create that really strong first impression. Real quick, if you're getting some value out of this, hit that subscribe button. Let's get back to it. Another example is like the staff that you hire. We used to have a trainer who led these group training programs, and she was unbelievable. She was better than anybody in a 100-mile radius. And I trained her, but she took what I gave her because she was already a rock star and just amplified it. And her classes grew to become so big, we went over capacity on all of them. And it was impossible to get anybody in. But it's because the person who she was. It was how she was wired. So hiring makes a huge difference in setting yourself apart and becoming different in your marketplace, because people will follow people. Another example is when I was getting physical therapy, I played pickleball. I had tennis elbow, went and got physical therapy. And when I pulled into the parking lot, they had my name on a monster whiteboard in the parking lot, said, "Welcome in, Nick Parker." And I'm like, that's different, right? It's the little things. What are you doing to separate yourself? Or are people just walking in and feel like this is every other place? Think about Apple. Steve Jobs, you may have heard the line where he said, "I want to make a phone software so sexy that you want to lick it." And so the idea was that the user interface and the software was going to be so beautiful and so user-friendly and easy to use that it was juicy and scrumptious and you wanted to eat it. And so that's the idea of being different. If you're not converting at the point of sale, if you are getting people in your doors and they're experiencing your service offering or whatever you offer for the first time and they're not converting, this is where you need to look. What kind of experience are they really having? And be hard on yourself. Like, do an audit, like actually bring other people in, pay them to do that, and secret shop your own business and figure out what is the experience that people are having. And it doesn't take a lot. You do a couple little things right, and then all of a sudden it's off to the races, because it won't take a lot to stand out amongst the competition. So one thing you need to do is level up your environment too. It's not just about the people experience, it's about the environment. Like, is it clean? Is it bright? Are the colors popping? Does the brand look nice? Does it create a wow factor? Is there some sort of feature or element when you walk in, you're like, wow, this is incredible? So think about that too. Number 2 is marketing that unique selling proposition. Marketing your uniqueness. What makes you unique? We're going to market that. If you don't have anything unique in your marketing, you're putting lipstick on a pig, and you're going to have a hole in your bucket and a revolving door of people just coming in and leaving. But if you have a unique selling proposition, something that really does make you stand out, you need to pour a lot of fuel on that fire and market it to death. Let's do a thought experiment here. Name one thing that really truly sets you apart from your competitors. Go ahead, think about it. Name that one thing. What is that one thing that makes you so different from your competitors? Did this in a group of people one time. I was speaking to a group and I asked them to name a thing, and the standard answers were over and over the same thing. Well, we actually care about our customers, blah, 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 right? Everyone says that. The difference is, what do you actually do to prove that you care about your customers or your members? I'll give you an example. Internally at LeadLion, one of our core values is we delight others, okay? But it fleshes itself out in real tangible ways. How do we do that? We operate on a red, yellow, green light system internally, so that way we're monitoring performance and client satisfaction every single day. Another way is our account managers have success calls with their clients every single month, mandatory. It's not optional. And many times more often than once a month. We do everything we can to go above and beyond and do what's not expected, so that way you're surprised. And then we deliver surprises along the way. So that is what it looks like to actually flesh it out and have something that's unique and different about your business, where our focus is primarily on performance, because we want to outperform every single competitor every single day. You have to figure out what makes you so much different. Number 3 is brand. People buy brands. Okay, so let's do another thought experiment here. A brand is basically the desire to associate with a certain reputation, and a brand is a reputation. So for example, Nike with Michael Jordan, when they signed Michael Jordan back in the day and they created Jordans, you're aspiring to be a great player. I want to be like Mike was the brand. Stanley Cups have blown up because they're trendy, they're aesthetic, it says you're in the loop, you're with it, and you have it all together. Mercedes-Benz, quote unquote, the best or nothing. Craftsmanship, luxury, driving experience, the way the door sounds when you close it, the stereo when you turn up the volume and the fullness of that, the seats and how comfortable they are, the way the heated seats work, is the attention to detail. So here's a thought experiment. Picture your business as a hotel brand. And if you were to walk into that hotel, what would it smell like? What would it look like? What would it feel like? What would the vibe of that hotel be? How would the front desk look? What would be the emotion that the hotel evokes inside of you? Is it calm? Is it refined? Is it fun? Is it energetic? Or is it just another hotel? Figure out what your brand represents, what it stands for, what it means, what your brand reputation is. And then once you figure that out, lean into it to separate yourself from the rest of the marketplace. Hope that helped. If you're interested in learning more about brand versus marketing, check out this next video where I break it down in greater detail. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.